I've been fired. It happened fast, and I wasn't ready for the speed, but I did see it coming. I got fired not because I did something wrong, not because I underperformed, but because in a single leadership meeting, I watched our CEO rework the org chart, and I knew in an instant I was out. See, here's what most people don't understand: you are not protected by your performance. You might be a great person, you may have delivered consistently, but when shit hits the fan, you're only a line item on a spreadsheet. Layoffs, restructurings, reorgs, they hit the good, the bad, and even the best of us. So let me walk you through 5 subtle signs that you might be on the list, even if no one's saying it out loud, so you can be prepared for whatever happens next. Sign 1: restructuring rumors start circulating. You start hearing words like realignment, voluntary packages, new org structure, and cross functional review. These are all code words for leadership is figuring out how to cut costs without panicking people yet. If you're in leadership or upper middle management, you often sense this first in conversations that suddenly feel more guarded, more vague, or even overly optimistic sometimes. The important thing to know is by the time you hear those words, the wheels are already in motion. So don't wait for an email with the subject line, important update. Start protecting yourself now. Sign 2: subtle project shifts. If your projects are being moved around, that's not random. If leadership is reassigning responsibilities or suddenly making your work feel peripheral, it might not be about efficiency. It's often a sign that they're repositioning resources and you're becoming one that they may no longer need. This happened to me. The scope of my work shifted without explanation in that meeting. I wasn't underperforming. In fact, I was leading the biggest piece of the business at the time. But the reshuffle wasn't about performance. It was all about fit, location, and strategy and streamlining. Sign 3: you're passed over for a promotion you were teed up for. Now, this one's obvious, but there's a hidden risk here you may not see and might even be worse than getting fired. When someone who hasn't been there as long as you or isn't as qualified as you gets a role you were groomed for, that's not just disappointing, that's a strategic signal. You may not be in the long term picture. This isn't always about merit. Most often, it comes down to politics or some hidden reason your boss is keeping from you. While getting passed over could mean you're in the firing line, it can also signal something more dangerous: that your boss wants to keep you where you are and not move you up. I see this happen to many of my coaching clients, especially the ones who pride themselves on always being the one to get things done, even if they're out of scope. Remember, being a yes man is great for your boss, but might not be great for your long term career aspirations. Sign 4: your work is being micromanaged or overly questioned. If leaders suddenly start picking apart your deliverables, if your work gets questioned more than usual, if minor things become performance issues, that could be CYA behavior, management building a paper trail to justify decisions later. If you've always had autonomy and now feel like you're under a microscope, don't just chalk it up to a tight quarter. That shift is rarely about now, it's about what's coming. Sign 5: there's a sudden change in tone or energy around you. Now, this one's a bit intangible, but it's powerful. When I got fired, I knew it was coming the day before. In that one meeting, I could just feel it. The CEO got clarity on the org chart, something shifted, and I just knew. It's like a change in the weather. People get colder. They stop looping you in. You're not consulted on decisions that you used to drive. If you're picking up on that, trust it. See, what you have to understand here is the fact that you have a job, that isn't a guaranteed right. I've worked with many people who have been completely blindsided by a firing, had no backup plan, and spiraled hard, questioning their worth, their identity, while trying to pick up the pieces and figure out what's next. Getting fired isn't always about failing. Sometimes it's just about being in the wrong seat when the bus is heading off the cliff. The world changes and you must adapt. The key is this: don't wait for the call. Build your backup plan before you need it. Whether that's a consulting offer, a side business, or your network, you should always have options. Because in the real world, jobs aren't guaranteed and no one's coming to save you. Now, if this hits close to home and you're thinking, I never want to be dependent on this job again, I built something for that. It's called the Freedom Accelerator Lab, and it's for professionals who want to break corporate dependence and build smart income producing options before they need them. Start with a free one-on-one with me and click the link below to sign up. Now, I've been on both sides of this, leading teams and getting laid off. The truth, you're never immune, but you can be prepared. And I'm committed to making more videos to help you. In fact, you can watch my previous video right now about leaving your 9 to 5 for good. Thanks for watching.